You know, no matter what people say, there is a appropriate temperature to drink coffee. If you drink coffee as soon as it's made, you're not doing it right. Because the coffee will be too hot, and you'll burn your tongue. But, like, if you give it, like, I don't know, about 45 seconds. That's the Love Chat official number we'll use. 45 seconds to cool off. Then it is at its perfect. It is at its perfect temperature to drink. And this is why you guys come here, right? If the coffee gets cold, you can just drink it as iced coffee. You have options. Coffee's flexible like that. Relationships aren't. Coffee's flexible. How's it going, Tim? Hi, Sam, Dan, Miriam, Bo, Knight, Jess. How is everybody doing today? Hi, Arnold. Thank you. Coffee chat with Rory. You know, I think realistically, I probably drink about, I don't know, realistically 4 cups of coffee, which I don't think is a lot. I'm up and at 'em by like 8:30 in the morning, and I probably don't go to bed until like midnight. So I think 4 cups is reasonable. That's like one coaching and one coaching. Oh God, listen to me. 1 coffee an hour. 1 coaching an hour. Why not? Hi, Steph. How are you? Tim, nothing much, man. Thoughts on Coach McLevin? Who is that? Is that an actual coach? Or just coming out of the woodworks? Although I guess it's not... I probably shouldn't point fingers, because, like, I was here, like, I don't know, 5th? So I guess I really shouldn't talk. So, for those of you who have not been no contact for 45 seconds, the 45-second rule. Yeah, on your coffee, go no contact for 45 seconds. Okay. So, that's funny. I'm going to have a shirt made. So here's what's happening. We're live. We are going to talk about love. We're going to talk about relationships, breakups, no contact, reconciliation, everything that you want to know. And basically, what I like to do here is answer as many questions as I can while giving something of a reasonable answer to you guys. That is not the same every single time. Now, it can be hard to do that because a lot of you ask the same questions, and so I try and get to questions of different sorts. If chat is slowing down, I'll just answer whatever question I see. If I don't get a chance to get to your question, do me a favor, leave it as a comment, and I will do my best to get to it. There are a lot of you, and this channel is growing rapidly. Like, we are already over halfway to 26K, so thank you guys so much for that. I'm glad to have you all here. And so now, let's jump into some questions, and we'll see what we can do. All right. So let's start with Daniel Fuentes. Hi, Rory. My ex is in a relationship, yet still hangs out with a mutual friend and asks how I'm doing. Thoughts? Clearly, your ex still cares about you and is still thinking about you, right? So it's hard to mind read beyond that, but I would say those things for sure. Next, Sora. Hi, Rory. My ex reached out to me to wish me a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sora. Her birthday will be next Saturday. What should I say? You can reach out. I don't think that's a big deal, right? I flip-flop on this sometimes, but if she just reached out to give you a happy birthday, give them a happy birthday. Rory, are you a psychologist? No, I'm a behavioral analyst, although I am taking classes to finish up a second master's degree, and that will be in mental health counseling. So soon I can actually say that I am a therapist, not a psychologist. That's been going in the woodworks. All right. Zara says, basic tips on reconciliation, please. Can't thank you enough, as you know. Aren't you already reconciled? We had words, and you knew what you were. You were together last I checked. But the best tip I can say for those of you who are trying to become, maybe you're in that phase of reconciliation and you want to take it to the next step. Yeah, don't forget to give space and distance. There needs to be that distance to cultivate attraction. If there's too much, then it blows up, right? Because you're always there. And what do we learn? If you're always there, if you're always obtainable, then you're less valuable, right? How many times have I read Corey Wayne's book? I read the first chapter exactly one time, and then I didn't read anymore. Not because it wasn't good, just because preaching to the choir, man. Next, Peter says, ex reached out to me once 4 months ago, and I chased for a month and a half. Then I disappeared, and she hasn't reached out since 3 months. She removed my contact number a week ago. How do you know that she removed your number? How would you know that? Hi, Bina, how are you? Hello, Happiness, how are you? MA says, how to deal with a confused ex. Enjoy our dates and the moment when he sets them. End them. So, confusion? Well, it doesn't matter if they're confused. You know what you want, right? You know exactly what you want. So it doesn't matter if they're confused, because you're not going to sacrifice your health. You're not going to sacrifice your health for their convenience. Just like Linda Beaver says, I'm alone, I'm happy, I'm healthy. Almost 1 year of no contact. Look at that. Look at that. I'm alone, I'm happy, I'm healthy. What does that mean? That means she's not sacrificing the wrong things. She's sacrificing the right things, and right now, she's sacrificing her ex for her own happiness. That's exactly how people come to love you, is because they don't need you. You don't need them. Dan, of course, you can ask a dating question. You've been here before. Ever heard of alpha male strategies? I haven't. I'm not... Is that I'm assuming that's another YouTube channel? Whenever I hear alpha male, I cringe a bit. Because, yes, there is this idea of the alpha male. But I don't think it needs to be so official, such a title. Any man who says I am king is no true king. Right? Any man who says I am an alpha male, I am the alpha. I am the man. I have created the wheel. To me, that just is like, okay, cool. Awesome. So, for me, it's just, you know, fine. If you're the alpha male, you act as the alpha male rather than stating, I am the alpha male. I am the alpha and the omega male. It just, I don't know. You know what the problem is with that? Is that toxic masculinity overtook the word. Because I do believe in such a thing as being alpha. I do believe in being masculine. And that is one of the things that makes men men, is that we are masculine. One of the things that makes women women is that they are feminine. Can men sometimes be feminine? Can women sometimes be masculine? Of course. We're human. Right? But this idea of alpha male, the man, the manly man, it just... We're trying too fucking hard. We're trying too hard. And that's it. And if you try less hard, you get more results. Why? Because the harder you try, the more you remind yourself you're not that thing. The more you pursue happiness, the less happy you are. What an idea. The more you say to yourself, I have no friends, nobody likes me, the more you're reinforcing that idea. So it's just about do things that are healthy. Do things that are for you. Don't be a dick to people. You'll be amazed how all this stuff falls in line. That's really it. Nina says, Rory, I like the way you carry and present yourself. You're a great motivation to do better in life, not just after breakups, but life itself. What do you recommend to be as smart as you? Thank you for what you said. If I have any wisdom, it is because I made the mistakes. Because I made the mistakes. That's exactly why. Wisdom does not come from age. Age is a bit more of a guarantor that you make mistakes, thus you gain experience from mistakes. So if I would say, if I am wise, what I would say is break out of your comfort zone to do things that scare you. Because if I have any wisdom, that's how I got it. First live chat. Thanks for everything. Hey, you're very welcome. Thank you for the donation. Really appreciate it. Rory walked so we could run. That's funny. All right, let's get to some more questions here. Okay, Sebastian says, 6 months into no contact, I feel significantly better. I still miss my ex some days, but still working on myself. Listen to Rory. My ex and her rebound fell apart and has been asking about me. That's just what I'm talking about. This is just what I'm talking about. All right, there was a lot of you today. Wow. Sarah says, if he leaves due to stress with school, work, and balancing it all, will he come back? That's entirely possible, but don't be that extra source of stress, right? Right now, just back away and let him figure it out. If you add another book to his pile, so to speak, his life doesn't become easier, and he doesn't think of you as attractive. His life becomes harder, and he grows some spite for you. So just, take a step back. Give him some time. Let him figure it out. We make much better decisions when we're less stressed. All right, Daniel says, would it be awkward to approach a girl you find attractive at the gym? If not, what would be a good approach to get a conversation going? All right, so this already tells me that there's already a girl you're eyeballing, right? So let me take a step back before I share my thoughts, because this is greater than me, right? This goes beyond me and my opinions. This is to the ladies in the audience, and gentlemen, you can chime in too. If you're exercising at the gym, is it acceptable for a man to approach you and try and get your number or get to know you or take you out to to the gym? Just give me a yes or a no. Aiden, I'll answer that question on the Discord. Can you send me that question? And we'll talk about that. So, we have a whole slew of no's. Pedro, thank you so much for the donation. Megan says yes. Jamie says if she's sending the signs. Lots of no's. A couple of yeses. Pedro, did you ask a question? Let me scroll here for a second. I want to see if he... Question. From your last video, no contact will not work after 8 months, more or less. Should I give up as she's in a rebound and it's 10 months? Okay. I didn't say no contact does not work. I said no contact becomes less effective. There's a difference, right? It's a diminishing return. Think of it like that. Jonathan says, a lot of people go to the gym to have a place to clear their mind. Yeah. In all honesty, have you gotten back with an ex? Yes, I have. I mean, and Jamie, don't listen to me, dude. Listen to the read some of the comments. Some of the comments I'm reading off is, "Hey, my ex reached out." Right? Don't take it from me. I could be a total fraud and you guys would have no idea. Right? Take it from the people coming and saying, "Hey, I followed your advice and my ex came back." Is your ex going to come back 100% of the time? No. Guys, nothing is 100% other than death and taxes. That's it. We have to accept the fact that we cannot Look at that. Just what I'm saying. Kale says, oh yeah, my ex reached out. There we go. So we have to understand that there's no way to guarantee anything. We can't. It's another human being with free will. We cannot make them do what we want them to do. So I think a degree of reality is called for here. Sebastian says, Rory, could you also eventually do a video on how things like depression can affect a relationship? That is a huge topic, but yes, I can. Let me add that to the list. Hi, Robert. How are you? Hi, Saksham. How are you? No contact is about 96%. There's no numbers, guys. I'm a scientist. I don't deal in my opinion. I only give you my opinion when there's no science to back it. My friend is in a fading affect bias phase. Her hubby wants her back. She's thinking about it. I said, actions are way stronger than his words. Yes, sir. Do more dating videos. We have enough X-Pac videos. I am. My friend, I would love to make this channel all about dating, but the reality is that the channel is as big as it is because of the X-Pac videos. Right? Scott, workout's still going strong. You're still a great inspiration. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, let's get to another one here. Delta says, I've been on no contact for 9 months now. Should I give up on ever hearing from her? But here is, let me rephrase the question. Because you said, it's been 9 months. Should I give up? The counter question that I have for you is, it's been 9 months. Why are you standing still? Completely different question. And I don't mean to be insulting, I really don't. But the question is based on an idea that you need to sit there waiting. You can move forward. Right? You can move forward. You have a choice. You can move forward. Have a good night, Andy. Sleep well, dude. Do you, let me put it this way. It is on the East Coast of the United States, 8:20 on September 4th of 2019. None of us ever get to do this moment ever again. It is gone. After I go to bed tonight, this day is a memory. I do not get it again. And that's a depressing thought and a fantastic thought. I'm going to repeat that again. We don't get to do today ever again. It is gone. It is wasted. It is $1 out of your pocket. Never to be earned again. Why would you ever spend it poorly? Right? So, as I say, food for thought. Jackie says, hi, Rory. My ex is in a rebound after 2 months, and she still is. This was really the kick in the butt that I needed. I'm feeling much better now. Some people need that. Yeah, congratulations, man. Some people need that. Some people need that kick in the ass. I did. I needed to be cheated on to acknowledge that I was never going to take this person back. I wanted them back. Right? For the first 4 months, I really wanted my ex back. After that, I was like, wait, why? It came to me in a mood, I guess. I was like, why? For what reason? For what good reason that I'm not embarrassed to admit out loud do I want this person back? That was it. I just let it go. Jess says, turned down my ex on being friends offer after no contact, and he stopped checking on me. Thoughts? I think your ex wanted you to submit to him, and you didn't. Good on you. Good on you. Keep moving forward. Don't regret that decision. It was a good one. Einan says, hi, Rory. Do you have any plans for videos on working on yourself and fixing your insecurity? I think I've done a video on working on yourself. Check out video number 136. The video is titled How to Heal. And that's all about working on yourself. I've also done a video called Working on Yourself, and that would be a good place to go. Insecurity? I don't know that I've specifically done a video on insecurity. I'll double check, and if I haven't, I will. That's a good one. The next video is about toxic relationships. So you guys heard it here first. What's today? Today's Wednesday. So that should, if that's not out, if not tomorrow, it will be out Friday. I try and do a video every other day. I was doing them every day, and I was just burning out on it, so I've kind of aimed every other day. And sometimes I'll cheat, and sometimes I'll take 2 days off. Sometimes I'll put 2 videos out, one after the other. You know, just how I feel. Topper request. Positivity. Also confidence. I've done a video on confidence, but positivity I will definitely cover. That's a good one. Trina says, hi, Rory. I love your channel. It's been a month or 2 since my ex... where'd your question go? My ex has been seeing each other again after almost a year apart. How do I discuss getting back together? Okay, so Katrina's ex and her are seeing each other. They're hanging out. How do you discuss getting back together? You don't. You stay busy. You stay a catch, right? You stay hard to obtain. If you're not together officially, means you're allowed to go date other people. You're allowed to go experience life. You're allowed to go do whatever you want to do. Your ex doesn't own you. What you're really asking is, how do I lock my ex back down, right? I'm afraid that he'll leave me if he's not called boyfriend. Because that term did so much for you last time. You know what I mean? Think about that. Can you do a video on unfinished business in a long-distance relationship? Thank you. That's a very... Yes. Yes is the quick answer. That's going to be a lot. There's a lot that can go into that. Unfinished business can mean a lot of things. All right, Carlos, thank you for the $5 donation. Recently, ex reached out. Works at the same job as me. Yesterday, she willingly sat with me for lunch. She was being touchy towards me. Is this a good thing? Brother, it is an amazing thing. I'm going to read that again. Carlos donated $5. And again, thank you very much, Carlos. I'm going to read his comment again. For those of you who, you know, need a scoop of false hope for your protein shake. Recently, X reached out. Works at the same job as me. Yesterday, she willingly sat with me for lunch. She was being touchy towards me. Is this a good thing? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to turn to the audience now and say, what should Carlos do? Did I say false hope? I shouldn't have said false hope. I use the term false hope as a sort of jest. I use it in jest. Because when I say false hope, I don't literally mean false hope. I mean hope that may or may not be true. So I think yeah, Jonathan nailed it, by the way. You should be setting her a date. Setting a date, Carlos. Set a date. Set that date, my friend. What did she say? Because if she said yes to a date, you go out and you have fun, and you do not try and lock her down. You do not try and lock her down. You just have fun. When will the signs your crush is interested video be out? So I was gonna release that actually this week, but we're upgrading that video. She's a date for a wedding. There you go. There you go. Go have fun. Don't be interested in locking her down. Just go have a good time. Giamatti, thank you for the $2 donation. Somebody said the signs that a crush is interested. We're upgrading that. That's going to go from a video to one of the first topics we talk about on the podcast. So, keep an eye out for that. Colin says... Oh, that's a question to somebody else. How do you know if they're leading you on? I mean, that question takes so many different forms. Leading on can happen in so many different forms. So I'm going to be careful about this idea that I'm being led on. I'm led on. Rory, how can I donate? At the bottom of your where you can chat, you should see a smiley face, and then you should see a dollar sign. You click on the dollar sign, and then you can type in a comment. And those are the people who want to support the channel a little more. All the money that you guys donate goes to... all that money goes to... right now we're doing ASPCA, because I love animals. So none of this money is going to me. It's all going to the charity. Dave, thank you for the $7 Canadian. Appreciate it. Dumped 4 times in 2 years by the same girl. Always for the same reason. Hours drive away. Kids, job, etc. Thinks she will ever come back and stay. The problem with the question is that you're asking me to mind read. You've been dumped 4 times in 2 years by the same girl. Always the same reason. You live too far. Well, no. It's not just you live too far, because a woman who's head over heels in love with you is not going to dump you. So, live too far might be a side note, right? An asterisk. I'll get to all your questions, damn it. Hold on. But, no, what we're talking about is attraction. Consider if you're being too available, Dave. I want you to think about that. Nyaron117, I hope I said your name right. Hi, Rory. What do you think is the most important distinction between a fuck buddy or a friends with benefits and a relationship? And how does that play into what it means to be or make an ex? What is... Okay, so we'll start with the first half. What is the difference between... Simon, thank you for the donation. I'll get to your question in just a minute. What is the most important distinction between a fuck buddy or friends with benefits and a relationship? Romance. The only difference is romance. I can be physically attracted to somebody and want nothing to do with them romantically. Meaning I don't see a future with this person insofar as... And again, it's a spectrum, right? That doesn't necessarily mean you're completely zero. It means you don't feel that way right now. Consider that. The second half of the question, how does that play into what it means to be or make an ex? An ex is really just somebody you had an emotional connection with, and they felt the same way. Because they exited your life for a reason. That's a harder part, you know, that's a harder one to get into. Rooster says, no questions. Love what you've been doing for all of us. Been the sub since 500 days. Wow, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody being here. Simon says, went out for dinner with my ex last Wednesday. Listen to that. Chat, listen to that. Another example. I make such a big deal out of this stuff because it is very important for you guys to understand that just because you believe your ex is never going to reach out does not mean they're not going to. You're giving into fear. Fear is not necessarily wrong, and it's not necessarily right. It's just fear. So Simon goes on to say, it went really well, positive. Said I would, I guess you meant to say see. Said I would see her soon, she agreed. Messaged her Saturday to see if she was interested in hanging out again and never responded. Why is that? Yes, I will talk about the podcast in just a second, guys. So you're supposed to be in no contact. You reached out to your ex, and your ex shot you down. Think about that. You guys went out, you got a little excited, and then you reached out, right? And Sarah, I'm going to get to your question in just a second. And try and keep your question short, guys. I know YouTube has a stupid text limit, but there's too many. There's over 200 people here. There's just too many people. What I would say, Simon, is that you reached out to your ex. You got too excited. That's not giving them time and space. That's letting them come to you. Right? Let them come to you. Don't chase after them and try and set something up because you can't wait. Right? Okay. So, Sarah, thank you for the $2 donation. And you have a two-part question, don't you? Oh, you're making my life so hard. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Give me 1 second, guys. Seems right after I had sex, he didn't want anything to do with me. He also had school to go back to. I called him a fuckboy, and he started blaming me and saying there's a lot of issues he didn't want to go into. Yeah, well, I mean, you blew up at him. Guys, everything that happens to you is your fault. Everything that happens to you is your fault. Because if it's not your fault, then you're just a helpless victim. Even when it's not your fault, it's your fault. So Sarah, if you chose to have sex with him, and I'm not shaming you for that, but if you chose to have sex with him, right? And then you got impatient because maybe things weren't progressing the way you wanted them to, and then you yell at him and call him a fuckboy, you chose to have sex with him. Right? Everything that happens to you is your fault because you're in control of what happens to you. You and I can't control what he does. We control what you do, right? We control what choices you make. That's the way to think about it. Thanks for the donations, guys. Let me get to a couple chat questions, just 'cause I want to balance it out and be fair, and then I'm going to get to your questions. Appreciate it. So, let's see. Jonathan says, I see my ex in college. She said she blocked me because she's sticking with her decision, but she keeps coming back to me talking in college. Can I have advice on this? So basically what's happening is she's sticking to her decision until she's sad enough to message you. Right? And then you're letting her message you instead of sticking to your decision. You don't want a friend. You don't want a friend. You want her romantically. So stop fooling yourself into thinking you want her as a friend. It doesn't work for you. It's hurting you. It's vitriolic. It's toxic. It hurts you. It sucks. So don't go for it. Say, oh, no. We're not going to talk about college. We're not going to talk about the things that you're upset about. You want to come to me and you want to go on a date? You know, maybe see what we can what can happen here? Fine. But don't dump me and then still treat me as your emotional cushion. It doesn't work like that. That's not healthy for me. Where's the video taking for granted an ex? I could do that one, yeah. Let's see. Ryan says, last minute tips for when I take a 2-week trip with the ex. So, a last minute tips for when you take a 2-week trip with her. That is a very long trip. Here's what I would say. Don't try and lock your ex down. Be relaxed, funny, charming, easygoing. Pay attention to the body language. Right? Don't bring up drama. Don't bring up drama. The trip should be fun and exciting and be daring, be bold, right? Be the guy. You're playing a character now. Be the guy that your ex met at the very beginning. Be the guy your ex met at the very beginning. No anxiety, no fear, no drama, have fun. Don't bring up all that, you know, all of that, drama, I guess is the best word. Allie, you can, I see your comment here, you can comment. All right, let's get to another one. Kale says, my ex moved to a different state and decided he didn't want to be living there. He's visiting my state soon, and I asked him to meet up, and he said yes, but I forgot to ask when. Do I message again or wait? No, use this as a test. Let your ex reach out, right? Let your ex reach out and prove what they want. Use it as a test. All right. Miami King says, hi, Rory. My ex just now sent me a song. He has the meaning... Sent me a song. Has the meaning she loves me and wants us to come back together. What should I do? Play dumb. I mean, I hate to put it this way, but play dumb. Like, what'd you send me this for? Get your ex to say exactly what they mean, instead of you assuming what they mean. That's the safer way to go. Why'd you send this? This is interesting. Cool song. Make them admit it. Simon, I'm going to get to part 2 of your question in just a minute. Let me get to a couple more chat questions, like I said, just so it's balanced. Can going on casual dates with people help me to move on? I think so. I think so. But you shouldn't do it specifically to move on. You should do it in addition to everything else that you're doing, right? You should do it in simple things like the gym, counseling, eating healthy, spending more time in nature and in the sun, frankly put, hanging out with friends, and if you go on a couple of dates, cool. Just like that. Right? Let it pile on top of everything. All right, Simon says... Simon says... Go no contact. Simon commented, will she ever reach out again? Will it even be possible if she does? Yes. I mean, she reached out and you guys had dinner, right? And you're seeing all of these examples of people of exes who are reaching out now. So I mean, yeah, you know it's possible. You're just afraid. Feeling like no response means she's done. We chatted a bit that day before I asked. No, it means you're afraid that you think you guys are done. There's a difference. It doesn't mean you're done. It means you're afraid you think it's done. Right? Everybody listen to that for a second. Reality does not change based on your perception of it. It is the same. It is constant. Right? The cold, hard, scientific truth of life is that it does not change just because you think it's different. A fact does not change based on how you feel about the fact. Think about it that way. Think about it that way. A fact doesn't change based on how you feel about it. You perceive it differently, absolutely, but that does not change a fact, right? Water is wet. Doesn't matter if I hate water, it's still wet. All right. Let's go back to some questions, loves. All right, so next we have Colin. I'm trying not to be worried about being led on. She claims she wants to be with me so badly, but doesn't seem to see how it can work at this time and doesn't want promises. Colin, my friend, if your ex wanted to be with you so badly, your ex would be with you. That is the truth. That is the inescapable truth. Water isn't wet since when? Why wasn't I informed? Alex says, Rory, I'm blocked everywhere. 3 weeks now. I just want my stuff back. How can I go about it? I'm sure you're not blocked everywhere. Like, everywhere. And if you are blocked everywhere, can you contact a mutual friend? Can you make a separate social media account and say, I don't want to talk, I just want my stuff back, right? There are options, maybe options you're not willing to do, but there are options. Witch Hut says, if you ever hear your ex is doing bad and they recently unblocked you, are chances of them reaching out likely? That's mind reading. What I would say is, and I don't want you to use this to give you false hope, what I would just say is, it is slightly more likely, yes. But not in the way that you're thinking. You're thinking, oh wait, so they're doing bad, and then they unblocked me out of nowhere, and that's something. What's going on here? Right? Careful about what you're doing. Oscar says, I pick up my kids Tuesday, Thursday, every other weekend. She stopped coming out now. I get my kids from her sister. Does this mean she doesn't want to work things out? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's an emotion, right? If she's avoiding you, she's emotionally avoiding you. So that's an emotion. That is not indifference. And that is a far cry better than indifference. Indifference is your ex just doesn't care. Like, hey, how's it going? What's up, dude? How are you? Here you go. Cool. All right. Get away. Go away. Whatever. That's indifference. Your ex not wanting to see you, that's not indifference. I don't know what it is, but it's not indifference. Hey, you bought your book? It's awesome. Thanks. My ex's mom has always been a stress on our relationship and no contact. Will she come back if her mom never liked me? If she wants you bad enough, yes, the hell she will. Because when you tell people that they can't do something that they want to do, it makes them want to do it more. In the United States, the legal drinking age is 21. Try telling an 18-year-old not to drink. What's going on with the accents? Honestly, I probably drank too much coffee. I'm dropping the character. I'm secretly the dating guy. Shh, don't tell anybody. Just relax. You're gonna be fine. Don't tell anybody. Why would the dumper be mad at you during no contact? Because they're mad they had to break up with you. I'm gonna push back on your statement. The dumper can't be mad at you in no contact if you have firsthand experience that they're mad at you, because then that's not no contact. Do you know what I mean? NFG Clan says, hey Rory, slowly and surely I'm starting to get over my ex. I walk 5 miles every day in the morning and I can feel my motivation coming back. Good on you, sir. Good for you. Walking, nature, thinking shit through. God, that's helpful. Oh. Walking is one of the best things you can do. Because you process information so much better with that, just that extra bit of oxygen. Hey Rory, I always see my ex in college and it makes me feel uneasy. Any tips? First and foremost, I like what you did with the fire, because you're like, there's tons of people typing here. I'm gonna get this mother effer to see me. I reward your ingenuity. And God, now everybody's gonna do it. It makes you feel uneasy. You're playing a character right now, my friend. As you are healing yourself and getting past this, you are playing a character. And the character just doesn't care. The character doesn't care. The character's like, whatever. There she is. Bye. Wave, give her a smile, give her a wink. You don't care, man. What if I told you that what if I told you that acting in such a way that shows indifference would make you more attractive? Is no contact less effective for short-term relationships? Not really. Yes and no. Yes in some ways, no in others. Lance says, X reached out 3 days ago. She likes my Facebook posts and watches every Snapchat story while in a new rebound. 3 days ago, she reached out on Snap Messenger. I still go back to no contact? Yes, still go back to no contact. Vanessa says, can you do more videos on dating, stages of dating, and commitment? Yep, if you notice the past couple of videos, most of them are about dating. Alright, guys. Adding the fire emoji is not going to make me more likely to see your comment. I'll answer it because I'm being an asshole about it. My husband says he doesn't know if he still loves me, but he doesn't want a divorce. What does that mean? It means you're too available, and your husband loves you, but he doesn't like you. He loves you. He doesn't want to separate from you. That's painful for both of you. He just doesn't like you. So be likable. Be somebody you like. Be somebody you like. Because you don't like yourself. I don't even know you. I don't know anything about you, and I know that you don't like yourself. I know that you're not pursuing your goals and your dreams. I know that you're spending entirely too much time at home with your husband. Go out. Go live a good life, and you watch the passion re-spark in him. It's going to be crazy. I promise you. Follow this advice. Get up, go out, go do stuff, create a life for yourself, hang out with friends more, travel, do new things, learn a new language, become interesting, and watch his passion for you just spark like a fire. Watch. What are your thoughts on revenge on your ex? Don't do it. Don't do it. The best revenge is living well. That's the only revenge you take. Don't ever try and get revenge on your ex. Ever. Ever. That will blow up in your face, and you bring the entire world a little closer to hell. Don't do it. Rich and Rare Gaming. I gotta check out your channel. Me and my ex are in no contact, but we will be seeing each other at a... sorry, where'd your question go? But we will be seeing each other at a mutual friend gender reveal party. What do I need to do? Yeah, relaxed. Easygoing. Smile. You're charming. Give her a wink, right? Shannon says, hi, Rory. Really love your channel. 60-day no contact. Thank you, Shannon. Appreciate it. Alex says, Rory, you're an awesome person. Help me more than Love Advice TV. Yeah, they're full of shit. Hate their channel. Hate it. Watch their... Just watch... You know, for... When you guys... do me... Promise me something, guys. When you're over it, because you're going to get there. You don't believe it right now. You're going to get there. When you get over it, promise me that you will come back and you will watch the channels that we rip on. Hi, Fiorella. How are you? Come back to these channels once you're over this and with somebody new. And I want you to just watch a Dan Bacon video. Watch a Love Advice TV, TVVVV video, whatever. Watch a, what is that guy? Clay Andrews. He pisses me off the most. I don't even know why. I just don't like him. Just because you know what? You know why I'm saying this? Is because you're not going to be emotionally in it. And just watch their videos and walk away and say, what did I learn? What did I take away from that? I'm still over here. I'm not going through a breakup or anything, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell advanced relational skills are. Because I watched, and this was Clay Andrews, I watched the whole video, and I'm like, what does that fucking mean? What does that mean? Tell me what it means, please. I'm willing to listen. Please do a collab with the dating guy, please. Anna, please check the dating guy's video next week, please. Oh no, I left the hint. What did I do? Please don't. Whatever you do, please ignore that comment. Don't check his videos next week. Dan video. Wow, listen to me, guys. Oh, that's how you know the coffee's wearing off. Dan Bacon is pretty much the Satan of relationships. Yeah, he is. Will I start doing roast videos? I've done, I think 3, 4 roast videos. Yeah, Rich, I'll check you guys out. What's wrong with the dating guy? I love the dating guy. He's like my best X-Back coach friend. Me and the dating guy are coming out with a video next week on his channel. He's a smaller channel. I want to help him out. If you guys aren't following the dating guy, go follow him. Carpal Tunnel Diaries. That's a good name. Yes. Yes, I can talk about indifference. And that's actually going to be coming out in a video. So keep an eye out for that. It should be coming out, if not this week, early next week. Arnold, thank you for the $10 donation. Ex broke up, no contact for 4 weeks. She reached out and she said she missed me. No contact. There we go. Look, another reach out. No contact 2 months. Then she reached out saying she still thinks of me and called me. I offered coffee. No contact since. Are her actions legit? Yes, but she's not completely there. She's not completely there yet, right? Remember, there's uncertainty. Just in all of us, we all have uncertainty, and your ex is feeling uncertain right now. Back away again. Take care of yourself. Right? Let her reach out again. You're consistent. The reason that so many coaches use this idea of the mountain is because you're staying consistent. The wind can blow, lightning can strike, and all that crap, and the mountain's just there. I believe it was Craig Kenneth who originally said that. So, Sarah, thank you for the $2 donation. X is spreading rumors about me in college. He went up to my old roommate and told her I'm crazy. I never met any of his friends, but they all know me by the Sarah girl. Why is he ruining my reputation? Because he sounds toxic, and he sounds young, and I'm gonna assume that you guys are in your early 20s. Because you said roommate. Did you necessarily... You say... Ex is spreading rumors about me in college. So yeah, you're in college. So then, yeah, that means you're in your early 20s. CS, shut up. Shut up. Stop ruining my examples. So, Sarah, what I was saying was that your ex is being immature. Your ex is being immature. And toxic, even. And I would think that that should show you what type of person this is. Don't judge a person when they treat you well. Judge a person when they treat you poorly. Stephanie says, hello, my partner's asking for space, but says he doesn't want to let me go. What does that mean? What should I do? Give him space. I apologize for assuming. I shouldn't assume. Give your ex space. Give your ex space. You may be... I want to be clear here, and I don't want you to panic, okay? Give your ex the space. It may still lead to a breakup, and if that breakup happens, the only words out of your mouth are, okay. Carpal, I already answered your question. That's coming out as a video next week. Give your ex the space. If your ex tries and breaks up with you, you say, okay. I understand. If that's how you feel, okay. It's not what I want. If it was up to me, we'd work this out, but I understand. And then you go into no contact. That's it. That is it. Go straight the hell into no contact. Ryan says, I'm donating for all of you who think chances of your ex are next to 0. While each case is different, don't dare think it can't happen. He's very right. Chances of them reaching out. Ryan, stop donating. Stop donating. Well, I guess, you know what? You can keep donating. It's for the animals. It's not for me. If it were for me, I'd be pissed, but it's for the animals, so I don't care. Allie says, my ex told me to move on while crying and blocked me everywhere. Even though I did not contact her, she told me she didn't want to try again. How do I go about it? And is there a chance, even a chance, after multiple breakups? Yeah, of course. But there's some background I feel that we're not getting here. I mean, you said that you guys broke up several times. That tells me you keep getting back together and the problem keeps not getting fixed. So step 1 is figure out what the problem is, right? What was the problem? Step 2, fix whatever that problem is. Step 3, leave your ex alone, and if your ex reaches out, then you showcase change. You change for you, not for your ex, though. Rover, you're an angel to many of us. Thank you. Very nice of you. Christy says, my ex seems to have stopped texting breadcrumbs, but now occasionally comments on my social media posts. Should I say anything about that or just ignore when it happens? Girl, you've been to my channel and to me personally enough to know the answer to that. If it's a social media post, you don't engage with it. It's for the animals, buddy. You're right. I love animals. Stephanie says, hello, my partner. Stephanie, I answered your question. Check when on the playback, check at about 49 minutes in. I answered your question. Thoughts on monkey branching? I think it is normal. I mean, what thoughts are you asking for? I did a video on that. Destiny says, what if I rejected my ex first and then asked for them back and now they reject me? Do I do no contact now? Absolutely. Your ex knows that you want you back. Is it okay for a guy friend to call you honey or hun? Are you okay with it? I mean, that's more of a personal thing. Right? I mean, yes. If the person probably likes you. Or at the very least is attracted to you. B-boy, just remember, keep typing your question, man. There's lots of other people here too. I'll try and get to it. All right, LMN says, my ex dumped me a month and a half ago, sorry, and blocked me. We had a good relationship, 2 years. I've lost 30 pounds and worked on myself. Will she reach out? It's entirely possible. Congratulations on that weight loss. It is entirely possible that your ex reaches out. See how a lot of these questions are the same? And a lot of them are all based on fear. And I realize that's going to happen when I do live streams. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. It's the devil that comes with it. I just want everybody for a second to just stop and consider what fear does to you. Right? If you saw a friend going through this and you were emotionally fine, and this friend was like, I don't know what to do, blah, 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 you'd go, wow. Fear has you by the balls. Just think about that. So, podcast info. Yeah, let's talk about the podcast for a second. The podcast is going to be a live stream format. Rich, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you here. Let me... Rich Anywhere Gaming. Let me save that. Cool. So the podcast is probably going to happen in a live stream setting. I'm thinking. It may happen episodically, sort of like a YouTube video. The problem is that a lot of people are going to show up to the podcasts, and because the podcast is going to surround whoever I have as a guest, you know, sometimes it will be me, and I will title it as such. Sometimes it will be me and a person I invite on, or several people I invite on, and I'll sort of mediate and let them talk so you guys get a different perspective. Sometimes it'll be one of you guys, right, or one of my patrons, and they get invited on, and we'll do a live coaching so you guys can see what coaching is like with me, and so that person gets some help, and so maybe their situation will be similar to yours, and then you guys get some help for free. It's not all about the money. Do we get to see your pretty face? I'm like the Phantom of the Opera. You can't see it. I got a mask. The mask it's actually one big coffee cup mask. So, that's going to be the podcast. I will announce, sort of like when we're going to send out a questionnaire for people that want to be on the podcast, and we're going to get thousands of applicants, and so I have to think of a way to sort of handle that. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be, hundreds of people show up to these things, thousands of subscribers, thousands of views on my videos. So just consider it that way. Why do you hide your identity? Because the message should be more important than the image. The message, English. The message should be more important than the image. What I look like and your judgments of me, and perhaps if I look too young or not relevant enough or not the correct skin color, and that suddenly means my advice isn't relevant. What if I told you guys I looked really young? I'm not saying I do, but what if I told you that I looked really young? And you'd be like, this young person doesn't know anything about love or blah, 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 blah. And so they make a judgment based on what I look like instead of what's coming out of my mouth. A lot of people do. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people do. What if I looked like raggedy and I had tattoos all over my body and I didn't present myself well and I go, ugh. You go, I don't want to take care, I don't want to take care of people like that. You know, I don't want that advice, right? So consider that. Rory, what do you do for a living? I do this for a living. The Love Chat is my full-time job. Before the Love Chat, I did something called behavioral analysis, and which is basically the same thing. I did it in more in more areas than just relationships, but relationships is... Guys, shut up. Stop telling people what I look like. I did it in autism. I did it in relationships and sexuality. And every now and then we did it in economics, the kind of economic behavior. And it was a pretty cool job. And now that I don't do it as a clinician, and now I do it from home. With a little more personal flair to it. Or he's basically Batman. It's what he does that define. Hey, I'll take that comparison any day of the week. Finally made a live chat. Hello from Australia. You're joining us right at the end. Can you do one about autism and relationships? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Construction worker, very cool, very cool. Would you say that most relationships fail due to the grass is greener? No, I would say that most relationships fail because one person needs the other person more. Are you going to the Discord after? Probably. Rory is a handsome man. There is more than one of me. There are two. So, the podcast is going to be fun. I am going to be inviting you guys on. Obviously, because there are so many people that are subscribing, it's going to be hard to fit everybody who wants to be on. I'm thinking we'll release probably one a month, maybe one every other week. We'll have to see. We're gonna send out some feelers. We're gonna try and record a couple of things. We're gonna see how it comes together. I don't want to promise more than I know yet. I don't want to speak past what I know. So we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. And I'll see you all next time.